Hey everybody, this is Chris with Bullseye Realty. I'm out here at All Around Barber School. It is owned and run by John Aldea out here in Hutto. I'm here to get my hair cut, and we're going to find out a little bit about John and how he got his shop started. This is John Aldea. John, tell us about who you are and what you do, bud.
Hello, I go by Mr. John here at the Barber School. We're located in Hutto, Texas. My job is to teach people how to cut hair, be successful in business, try to elevate people's lives. We do a lot of community service here. I'm also part of the Dads group on Facebook. I'm a veteran. I hunt. I lead group hunts, people's first time out hunting. I stay pretty busy, but this is what I do mainly all day, every day, is try to make people beautiful again.
I won't be beautiful, guys. All right, cool. Hey, John, so how long have you been doing this, man?
So I'm in my 9th year of having my barber license. I've been teaching for 8 years. I was teaching in the military, my junior troop, so teaching is natural to me. I've cut in a big barbershop, 27-chair barbershop. I cut in a 2-chair barbershop, so I have experience cutting in a wide variety of places. But my passion really is showing people how to learn how to cut hair and start their own careers.
All right, man. Before we get into the tough questions, like, should I worry about you having those clippers in your hands?
Hey, I'm a professional.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep it rolling.
All right. Hey, all right. So you said you served in the military. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I went into the Navy. I actually graduated boot camp before I graduated high school. That was a long, long time ago. We won't say the year. I was in Desert Storm. I actually got out of the service for a couple of years and then went back in. And then I did tours in Iraq, Afghanistan. I've been to 35 countries in the 41 states. So the military's offered me a way to travel the world, which is pretty cool.
All right, so John and I, we both belong to a local dads group. It's called Dad's Tribe. When we first started, it was Lone Star Dads. How's being part of that group impacted you as a dad and as a person?
So the Lone Star group, I first joined the first event we did because I wanted to network for my business. And after going a couple of times, actually became friends with people in the tribe group, and it's really helped me as a father because I've learned from other dads there. We've shared stories. Some of us have been going through the same trials and tribulations with kids, and so we was able to learn from each other, and so that's definitely helped me become a better father. And over the almost 2 years I've been involved with the group, like I said, we became friends. We host events here at the school. Once a year, we'll have some type of get together. We've done a crawfish boil. We've done a barbecue. Just another avenue for fathers to come together, meet other dads, and hang out in a relaxed environment.
So why do you think it's important for dads to have a community that they can lean on?
Well, a lot of times there's not much help for dads, there's nowhere to really talk to other fathers. And with having this tribes group, we have an opportunity to meet up and talk with other dads. And, sometimes the new guys come out, they're sort of intimidated, but it's a low-key, relaxed environment. Typically, we're throwing darts and have a drink of choice and just hang out, and most of them get relaxed really fast. And it's pretty cool to see them come back and interact with us, have fun, and have an outlet to enjoy themselves during the middle of the hectic work week.
Okay. So you mentioned the darts. So who's a better dart player, me or you?
Oh, I am by far. I think I have more wins than you do.
Yeah, I think I got to agree with you right now. Well, you got the scissors in your hand, man. Let's see. What else, man? So with your, being a business, what's been the hardest part of growing a business?
So I worked at a school teaching, and I ran that school. I was the only employee there. And so I sort of learned under fire how to deal with the state, how to enroll students, how to do everything from opening the door to cleaning the school to closing the school up. And while I was there, that school went from 8 students to 28 students.
Oh, wow.
And after being there for almost 5 years, I said I could do this myself. So I talked with my family. We decided to go for it, and we opened our own school. And the biggest thing is, they always tell you, oh, you can open a business and there's all this free money and there's all these grants and open your business, and guess what?
There's no free money. There's never free money.
There's no grants. And so you're paying out of pocket. And this is my second location that I opened. I was in Pflugerville first, and I had to do a build out in that building. I was only there for 1 year because the square footage on that place was less than 1,200 square feet. And I opened up with 21 students. I didn't have enough space. I made it work for a year. And then I needed a new place. I tried to keep it in Pflugerville, but the rent was so expensive, I couldn't find an affordable place in Pflugerville. I came out here to Hutto, and the guy showed me this place, but he said, how big of a place do you need? I said, 3,000 square feet. He said, I have 1,500 square feet. So I said, it's not going to work. About a month later, he called me back, and he said, I got 2 1,500 side-by-sides coming available. I said, could I put a door in between them? I'm not going to run around the building. And he said, yeah, you can do what you want. So I came out, I checked it out, and we had to do this build out. It was concrete floors. There was no ceiling. There was no AC. We had to frame and sheetrock the entire inside, paint it, do a lot of work. And so I'm going to call this home until I retire.
Gotcha. So All Around Barber School, where'd you get the name from?
So All Around Barber School was named because no matter who comes through them doors, I'm going to be able to cut their hair. I'm going to be able to cut all ethnicities, men, women, and children. And so that's where All Around gets its name from. When my students graduate, no matter where they go, they're going to be able to cut whoever walks through that door and make some money.
Nice. So what's been your proudest moment so far?
It's when my students graduate. So when they graduate, they get their license, and then they go on to be successful. I've had graduate students open up their own barbershops. I've had 18-year-old kids, their first year out, go out and make over $100,000 a year cutting hair. And so when they call me and tell me about their achievements in their career, that gets me excited. And so that's probably my proudest moments of the success stories of my students.
So you said you started off in Pflugerville. Now we're here in Hutto. What is it about Hutto that you like? What is the community of Hutto done for you?
Let me rephrase that. I sleep in Pflugerville. Mm-hmm. I live in Hutto. When I was in Pflugerville, I didn't know what a Chamber of Commerce was. Here in Hutto, they came out to visit me. I've been to a bunch of networking events here in Hutto. I'm part of the American Legion here in Hutto. And so we do back to school events here in Hutto. The churches, the schools call me. I know more people in Hutto than I do in Pflugerville.
Okay.
So it's a good community to be in.
So what are some of the things that you've been involved with around here? Like you said, the Legion.
The Legion, they were here in this area. We're in affordable storage here in Hutto. There's about 164 businesses here. And they had their facility here. So I went and met them. They started using my classroom for their meetings. So I joined them since they were here. And then shortly after I joined them, they asked me to be an officer in the Legion. So I did. And then last year, I moved up to an officer with a bigger role.
So what does that mean, officer? Like, what's your role?
So the Legion has positions from the commander all the way down to members at large. And so these people help facilitate the American Legion here locally. And so I'm just somebody to help facilitate what's going on in the Legion here locally.
Okay. What do you hope that your business brings here to the community besides these great haircuts that you do?
Just a place that they know they could come in, get a quality haircut by a student at a very affordable price. A lot of the students that went to Hutto High School have come in and became students here to start their barbering career. So that's pretty cool. I've been to career fairs here in Hutto, Taylor, Georgetown, Round Rock, Pflugerville, all the way down to South Austin at Crockett, since that's where I graduated from. I go to the career fairs. I tell the kids, this is a very viable option. College isn't meant for everybody, and trades are a great way to make money. Barbering is a great career. It's 100 degrees outside. We're inside with the AC. It's raining outside. We got a roof over our head. It's cold outside. We turn on the heat. And so all trades are very nice to be involved in, but we're not physically breaking our back as somebody doing construction. Nothing wrong with being in construction. I'm just not out there lifting heavy stuff, hanging off the side of a building and whatnot. I'm indoors. My biggest thing is give a quality conversation to a client, do a quality haircut, and they keep coming back.
Okay. So you said you go to different career fairs all around. What's the farthest one of your students has come from to be part of your school?
So it was pretty crazy. I got a phone call from a dad, and he was asking questions about the school for his son. And I said, well, why don't you bring him in and take a tour? And he goes, well, we don't live close by. I said, where do you live? He said, Jasper. I said, isn't that like 4 hours away? He said, 4.5. I said, okay, that's a pretty far commute. The dad got his son an Airbnb for 6 months. So this kid came from Jasper, Texas, 4.5 hours away, got an Airbnb for him to complete school. He completes school, he gets his license, he's 21 years old. He now owns his own barbershop. 21 years old, he's had his license for maybe 6 months currently, and he owns his own shop. That's pretty amazing.
It is. So how long is school? How long does it take for them to get through
School
school?
is 1,000 hours, and those are clock hours. You come in, you clock in just like you do for a job, and you're accumulating hours. We have theory. We go in the classroom and learn from the book, and then we do the hands-on, which is the haircuts, the shaves, everything required by the state to get a license. And then they at 900 hours they take the written test for the state. At 1,000 they graduate. They take their practical. They pass their practical test. They're licensed barbers in the state of Texas. So full-time students can finish in 6 months. Part-time, 12, 13 months. Where this school here, All Around Barber School, is more relaxed than most schools. I know being away from the home, like I did in the military, my biggest thing is family comes first. So if a student's got a family or life events that happen, take care of life events. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here to help you get your license. And so if they have kids and the kid's sick, go home and take care of your kid. I'm not going to penalize you for life events happening.
So if somebody wanted to become a barber, what would you tell them?
Do it.
Do it.
Don't wait. I got in the game late. I'm 29 years old now, and so I got in late. And so now, really, I was in my 40s when I went to barber school, and it's pretty crazy how I got involved with barbering. I was working in orthopedics, and it was like 24/7 job. They call me whenever they want it. I'm sleeping 3 o'clock in the morning. My phone goes off, and I got to answer questions. And I was sort of complaining to my barber about this. He said, why don't you go to barber school, be your own boss? I said, I never cut anyone's hair in my life. And they said, they're going to teach you. So I'm on vacation, drinking a margarita by the pool. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to barber school. So I used the GI Bill, went to barber school. I worked in a 27-chair barber shop, huge barber shop. Then I went to instructor school. I worked in a 2-chair barber shop. So I got experience in big shops and small shops. And I started teaching and then opened up my own place. So it was the best decision I ever made. Being my own boss, basically, I can work my schedule. For example, Wednesday of this week, 2 days ago, I was talking to some youth at a summer camp about business. I interviewed them for job interviews, so they have experience getting talking to shop owners or business owners and get comfortable answering questions that could be on a job interview. We do back to school events. We did one at an apartment complex here in Hutto a week ago. We did one at Amazon a week ago. If a church calls me and says we're having an event and we're available, we're going to do it. If we're actually having an event here, our back to school event, August 9th, it's a Sunday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., giving back to the community. You know, without the community, I don't make any money. Without the community, I'm not in business, not paying my personal bills. So we have to get back to the community. Community involvement is part of my mission statement. I live by my mission statement, and it's just something that I truly believe in, that you have to help the community.
Okay, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. Enjoy your cruise. We'll see you next time. You know, talk to know your clients. You learn about them. The folks leaving right now, they told me they're going on a cruise for a week. You know, people tell us their personal secrets. We're sort of like the bartenders from years gone by. People used to go to the bar and tell the bartenders all their problems. Now they talk to their barber, and we have to keep that information.
That's confidential. Yeah.
You know, but I may change their name to protect the guilty every now and then.
I get that.
Know? But they trust us with their most intimate details of life, and so we have to respect that.
All right. So you mentioned kids earlier. What does a dad mean to you, man?
A dad is somebody that's taking care of their family. Sometimes it's discipline. They have to have discipline, you know, because time's going by so fast now. When we were kids at 13. Today's kids, they have social media. There's all kinds of stuff on there. They're growing up faster than we did. If we would have had cell phones around and video recording devices when we were younger, we'd have been in all kinds of trouble. But it's not on record, so it didn't happen. But today's kids, you know, I tell them, enjoy high school, enjoy, you know, school time, because before you know it, you're an adult, you're 18, you've graduated, and you're out in the real world. And it's super, super expensive nowadays, you know. My first job, I think I made $3.64 an hour. You know.
How long ago was that, John?
You know, like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
I was 16 a long time ago, and today's kids, you know, it's going to be tough for them to be able to afford a car payments, an apartment, a house, and so letting them know about real world economics is huge, because they're going to have to deal with it. And so I tell them, hey, stay at home as long as you can, put away your money, that way you're prepared when you do go out there in the real world of barbering. So, definitely different times today. Surround yourself with people that are successful, you're going to be successful. I'm not asking somebody for money advice that's had a repo, that's been evicted from their home. I'm talking to people that have been successful. I talk to my banker. I have his number on my phone, and you know, I can call him and be sure I'm making the right money moves. Having the right CPA that's going to take care of your money properly, that goes a long way. So being in business for 4.5 years now, I've made some mistakes here and there. I learned from my mistakes, and hopefully I won't make them again.
So who do you call when you need like real estate information in businesses?
There's this guy I know. You know, we'll just protect his name and call him Chris.
Yep.
You know, if I'm eventually going to buy me some property, some land, I can hunt on my own, and hopefully Chris is going to be able to find that piece of property for $12.99 an acre.
I think it's like 13 now. Yeah, it's gone up some. If you could have anybody sitting in this chair, I mean, besides me, of course, who would it be? Anybody in the world, past, present?
There's it'll be Shaquille O'Neal.
Really?
And not because of his basketball. What he did on the court was awesome. But I like watching a lot of videos on YouTube with Shaquille O'Neal. I love his story. He got his first NBA contract and went and bought a Benz. And then he came home and his dad goes, "That's nice. Where's mine?" So he went and bought his dad a Benz. He came back home and his mom says, "Oh, that's nice. Where's mine?" And bought another Benz. And then his banker called him and said, "Kobe, you have no money in your bank account." Or Shaq, you have no money in your bank account. And Shaq said, "What do you mean? I just signed a big contract." And he said, "Well, how much did your agent take? How much did taxes get taken? How much of this come out of your checking?" And Shaq said, I don't know. So he went in and talked to his banker. He started learning about money. And if you see Shaq, he's into everything today. He was in Papa John's. He was in Ring. He was in the General. Everywhere you see, there's Shaq. You know, he's with Carvana now. And he's not making personal wealth, he's making generational wealth.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot watching his videos about business and money management. And he lives in Rockwall, Texas, not too far north from here, just down the road. And he goes to Walmart. That's his favorite store. People see him in Walmart. He goes in regular barbershops, you know, to get services. So there's a possibility that one day I'll run into Shaq somewhere. And I'd just like to tell him thank you for putting out his videos and being honest about his money management and the differences it made in his life. Because I do watch his videos and follow some of what he's talking about, you know. And so I'd just like to put him in the chair and talk to him about money management, not necessarily basketball.
So what kind of legacy do you hope to leave?
So when we die, the only thing we take with us is our name. And when I pass away, I hope my kids can say, my dad wasn't always there because I was traveling in the military, but I showed him life lessons. I showed him what it took to be a decent human being. My students, I hope that they can say that was the guy that helped me become successful in life. If my students are successful, that's how life is. People to say this guy was a decent human being.
All right, we're going to do some rapid fire questions.
Sure.
Coffee or energy drinks?
Neither.
No?
No.
So what keeps you going when you need that pick-me-up?
I drink water, lemonade. I don't drink coffee. I've had 3 cups of coffee in my life.
What?
Energy drinks, I probably had 2. So I don't need anything to put into my body to keep moving. Even in the military, I think I've had 1 cup of coffee in the military. I had 1 cup of coffee when I was like 6 years old. I had to pour a pound of sugar in it because I didn't like the taste of it. And so, yeah, I don't need anything to keep me going. I'm just naturally full of energy.
Okay. Night owl or early bird?
Oh, I used to be a night owl. Now I'm not a super early bird. Being in the military, you had to get up early all the time. And so I'm sort of in between. I may make it out till midnight, but I'm only going to do that once in a blue moon nowadays. I'm not doing it every day, all day no more. 10, 11, that's about my max.
Best barbecue here in like the whole Austin area?
My backyard. I will throw my barbecue up against any business in Central Texas. But if I do go out for barbecue, I'm going out to Lockhart and I'm going to Terry Black's. Mm-hmm. When I do spend my money on barbecue, it's with Terry Black.
Okay.
And I let him know that. Last time I was in, I saw him. He's always in Lockhart, and he comes out and talks to his customers. And I told him, if I'm barbecuing, it's at my house, but if I'm going out to spend my money, it's with you, Terry Black. And he said, I appreciate you doing that. So he goes, our food must be pretty good if that's where you're spending your money. With all the places in Central Texas you can spend money at.
All right, in Hutto, what's your favorite place to eat?
In Hutto, recently, right out front here, there's a food truck, Mexican food, and I haven't had a bad plate coming out of that truck, and he's only been here for a short amount of time. So I'm going to give him the nod as my favorite place here in Hutto right now.
All right. Favorite sports team?
Football, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. College football, it's the Texas Longhorn Hook'em. if we're talking sports, there we go.
Okay. Favorite hobby outside of work?
Hunting. I like hunting. I like going out, being in nature. Um, Provide a lot of meat for the family. Hunting. If I don't need meat and I take an animal, I will donate that meat to friends that need it. And then at Christmas time, if I have an excess meat in my freezer, I'll post on Facebook. I'm going to be at a certain location, and if people need meat and they're willing to eat wild game, come and get what you want. I've done that the past couple of years, and I've had 12, 15 families pull up to take the meat that I'm providing for them. So again, giving back to the community all the time.
Okay. If you weren't a barber, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a barber, what would I be doing? And that's a tough question now. Definitely wasn't what I thought I would be doing when I was in grade school, cutting hair. I never thought I'd be a barber, but man, midget wrestling.
That's. I think you've got it, man. Just put a little luchador mask on, and you've got it, bud. All right. So what's next for the business? You said you want to stay here. Are you expanding this one any or?
People actually have broached that subject with me about making a new location, and somebody said you should put one south, maybe in Kyle, Buda, somewhere like that. But I don't want to do that. I want to stay in my lane. If I open another location, especially that far south, and something goes wrong, I got to drive from here all the way down there, or vice versa. That's a lot of real estate between here and there to cover. And so I'm going to stay in my lane. I would like to grow my business to 30 to 40 students enrolled at one time. I'm flipping them about every 6 months. So that's about 80 to 100 students a year. I think if I could do that, I could get onto that generational wealth train and really provide for my family that way.
Okay. How could someone sign up for barber school?
They can just come on in, see me, fill out an application. Currently, school is $10,100. If they pay it up front, they get a $500 discount. If they want to make payments, $1,500 down, $500 a month, paid to zero by the time they graduate. And $10,000 for a career isn't very expensive. I say currently because it's been that price for 4.5 years. January of 27, I think I'm gonna move that up to 11,1, and move it up a little bit.
When people walk out of your shop after a haircut, how do you hope they feel?
I hope they feel good about themselves. Coming in for a haircut can change their perspective on their day, their week. And so when they leave, I hope they have a quality haircut and they've met a barber that they want to come back to.
Okay. John, where can people find you at?
I'm located at 3333 County Road 119, unit number 9 in Hutto, Texas. We are inside the affordable storage and shops. Once again, there's 164 businesses here. So you can come in for a haircut, walk down the way and get a snow cone, walk down the other way, get a nutrition drink.
Go to the food truck.
There's a food truck. There's a brewery. There's a secondhand store in here. There's an antique store.
A little wine bar back here.
There's a whiskey and rye right behind us. If you need your car worked on, there's mechanics. You need AC contractors, your car wrapped, your windows tinted, your windshield repaired. There's all these other businesses in here. Come and check us out. You may come in for a haircut and find your new mechanic or whatever that they have to offer here.
Okay. Well, John, I appreciate you letting me sit in your chair. We're going to go let John finish cutting my hair. I think everyone has learned a lot about John, that he's more than just a barber.
Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir. So, guys, if you're looking for a great haircut, come to this guy here. If you're looking to learn how to cut hair, come to this guy here.
If you have any community events that
Appreciate
you want barbers
bud.
to show up at, let me know. My number is 512-698-8046. That's my personal cell phone number. I answer my phone until I go to sleep, and then I put it on silent. If you're a dad and you're looking for a dad's group, come and see us at the Dad's Tribe the first and third Tuesdays at Eddie's
Tavern out here in Round Rock. Yep.
And come out and donate your money to me. I like winning.
If you want to see John lose, come on out. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next Bullseye Community Spotlight.
Thank you.